everyone, welcome to Outside with Alyce. My name is Alyce Todd and I'm a friend of Aransas Zoo. I'm actually a zoologist and I'm really excited to join you each week in bringing you outside so we can learn about and with nature. We're going to work on a few skills together. We're going to learn something new. We're going to get outside and get some exercise together, and hopefully we're going to learn a new skill or two. So let's get outside. Before we do that though, make sure you get permission from the adults so that you have an okay from them to participate in the activities that I want to bring you. All right, are you ready to discover what's going on out there? Let's go. Hi everybody, welcome back for another week of Outside with Alyce. We are going to break it down and keep it really simple this week. We're going to go to the basics. So you can see here, I've got some basics in front of you. Got some basic shapes. I've got some basic colors. These are going to come in handy as we go around on our adventures today. We're going to look for things that are simple. Nature in itself is very simple. It's put together with things that we're really familiar with. So as you're going around and looking and exploring out in those natural habitats, remember to keep it simple. Look for things that you already know exist. So one of the things that you can look for are these basic shapes. We've got squares and triangles, circles, stars, that might come in handy a little bit later, heart shapes, rectangles, ovals, diamonds, arrows. All of those basic shapes are going to exist out there, and we just need to hunt and find them. The other thing that's really simple and easy is looking for your basic colors. Colors in nature are put together so they can blend in and help each other out. So if we're going to find green things, we're going to find maybe some blue things, reds, oranges, yellows, browns, blacks, whites. Colors are going to be there, and we're going to use those colors to help us tell a story of what that habitat's all about. The other way we're going to keep it really simple is we're going to look for living and non-living things. But, okay, hold on. How do we know which is which? We've got a way of defining that. So here we go. Living things do 5 things. They have 5 things about them that make them a living thing. One is they're made of cells. So their whole entire body or their whole organism itself is made of tiny little cells that help it function. The other thing is they're going to respond to their environment. If it's windy, they're going to get out of the wind. If it's sunny, they're going to either love the sun or go away from the sun. If it's too hot or too cold, they're going to change their place to deal with that. So they're going to respond to their environment. Another thing living things do is they actually grow. So they're going to go and change and use up energy, which is the 4th requirement, so they can actually grow and get bigger. The last thing that a living thing does is it actually reproduces, makes more of itself by reproduction. So that's what a living thing is. Non-living things don't do any of those. They're not made of cells. They're going to probably be made of minerals mostly. Non-living things don't grow. Non-living things don't respond to their environment. Non-living things don't use energy or reproduce in that way. So non-living things are very different than living things. Both of these things, however, are very important for natural habitats, and we're going to find them out there, and you're going to see that living and non-living things have to be partners in order for a habitat to survive. So we're going to keep it simple. Remember, we're going to look for living and non-living things today. We're going to look for our basic shapes, so that way we see how those shapes help the living things probably respond to their environment, see what shapes we have of non-living things, and what colors are out there. Going outside, being a scientist doesn't have to be very hard at all. We're just going to keep it simple today. All right, everybody, we're out on the bayfront again, and we're going to take a little hike looking, remember, for our living and our non-living things. We're going to look for our basic shapes and our basic colors. Don't forget your journal. Remember, we're using this every single time we're together. So in our journal, we're going to start on a new page. We're going to do another date. And I'm going to list again at Camp Aransas Zoo. And I'm going to make a category for shapes. And I'm just going to make a list. We're going to do colors that I see. And then I'm going to make a T-chart down here. I don't know how many of y'all use T-charts at school, but we're going to have a living side and a non-living side. We're gonna have our T-chart down here. So we've got a place for our shapes and colors that we're gonna look for, our living and our non-living things. Remember, we're keeping it simple today, everybody. That's all we have to do. We're gonna explore. Let's go. So our first scan of the place is we've got a lot of colors that we can list. We can list our greens. We've got a lot of brown with some of the dirt. We have some yellow flowers. We have some orange flowers. So you see I'm making my list here, putting them in their categories. Ooh, I think I see a couple little bluish purple flowers. I'm gonna list that. Those are pretty. So let's start looking for our basic shapes. Let's see. You see, I would call that tree trunk, maybe a tube. And in this case, I'm going to draw the shape. I'm gonna draw. Drawing is a great way of taking notes. You don't always have to use words. Drawing a picture gives you a really good sense of what you've actually seen. And you don't have to be an artist. I'm not an artist in any way, but I can draw some basic shapes. See the shape of the pond? That's an oval shape, so I'm gonna draw a nice oval shape for that pond. I don't know if you guys can check it out, but there's a couple of really cool ducks hanging out on that pond. And the colors of those ducks blend perfectly with the colors of the pond. You're gonna notice the top of the pond looks a little brown and the green on the sides. Those ducks are blending in perfectly. So they're probably the same colors that we're seeing on that pond. Right there is a great example of how using something very simple, like a color and a shape, taught us about how those animals are perfectly adapted to blend into their habitat and survive. Simple shapes, simple colors.